Okay, I just wanted to make this video real quick talking about the Huion Kamvas 16 4K plus Pro blah blah blah. Since I made videos using this and talking about tablets, I just wanted to say odds are you probably don't need one of these unless like you really want to draw. Again, this is a drawing tablet. You can do 3D without a drawing tablet. You can do a lot of things without a drawing tablet. You can use your mouse. But again, I think people who actually draw can benefit from this because that's the whole point of this. It's very hard to draw with a mouse. And again, there's a lot of people out there who have an iPad and all they have to do is go out and buy like an iPad pencil, to draw. So this is, you don't necessarily need to buy one of these. Again, this is for computers, to use computer applications to draw. So Photoshop, maybe some 3D drawing, like drawing textures on the 3D models and stuff like that. For those moments where you want those very precise, hand-drawn lines, that like this is basically all this is good for. Okay, it's kind of like a MIDI keyboard. I remember a long time ago when I bought a bunch of music equipment, an audio interface, a preamp, basically same thing, but like I had an analog preamp. It was so long ago. A microphone, studio monitors, and one of the things I bought was a MIDI keyboard. And a MIDI keyboard is kind of like a drawing tablet. It's just a input device to input notes, into the computer, and you can draw in MIDI notes with a mouse or a keyboard even. So it's mainly for people who want to learn how to play a piano. And the MIDI keyboard I got, it was extremely uncomfortable to use. I don't know if all MIDI keyboards are that uncomfortable, but pushing down the keys actually gave me a huge amount of fatigue in my hands and stuff. And of course I never learned how to play a piano, so it just sat there and collected dust. So if you don't want to learn to draw, or you don't have a reason to need to draw out hand-drawn lines, you don't need this tablet. Again, this is for drawing, literally. And most things you don't need this to draw. You can push polygons and stuff around in 3D programs with a mouse. You don't need this. Okay, but sometimes when you're doing 3D, you want to paint in textures and stuff, and that's when this would be good. So this actually has a very specific use case in my opinion. And again, there's a lot of people out there who love to draw. They make comics, they make concept art, they love to draw. And admittedly, I have not drawn since I was a little kid. So did I need this? I don't know. I'm gonna try to inject myself into those drawing communities and see if I can get myself to actually start drawing. Maybe kind of like trying to learn to play a piano. You kind of have to hang around people who actually want to play the piano. So, if you don't hang around people who draw, there's huge communities of people who draw, you probably shouldn't get this. So, am I going to follow through and like really start drawing and, go into these different hobbies that I haven't been my whole life? I don't know. I just wanted to make this video because, again, drawing tablets seem really cool, and a lot of you guys have talked about how you bought one and then you got rid of it because maybe you used it for a tiny bit, you didn't like it, or you used it for like one video game and the novelty kind of wore off. But yeah, this thing is extremely polished. It feels like it's really fleshed out and of high quality. So I like it. I'm not returning it. I don't really, I thought for quite a few weeks on, trying to find a tablet, doing a ton of research. And this turned out better than what I thought it was going to be. So it's performing better. Usually that's not the case when I jump into something new. I find out the product that I bought has all these horrible, design flaws that I overlooked. But this one actually performed better than expected. So, yeah, first purchase was a success. Again, I think a lot of people should get the bigger one, the 24-inch one, if you have the room to get it, because this is kind of small. So, but it's big enough to fit on my desk, and I wouldn't have, I think it would have been possible for me to get the 24-inch if, I got rid of my main display and used the 24-inch as, but you kind of have to look down at it. That's the problem. A normal monitor is facing, straight at you. These drawing tablets are typically tilted, so you don't want to constantly be looking down. It's bad for your posture. It's true. If you sit here and look down and try to, it's just not good. So it's kind of like phones. They have these things on them, so you can stand them upright. Because you don't want to be looking down at it. So anyway, again, unless you really want to draw, I do not recommend getting this. Again, it's kind of like getting a MIDI keyboard, unless you really want to learn to play the piano. And again, I don't know if I'll ever buy another MIDI keyboard again, because of just how uncomfortable the one that I got was. It was very stiff. My fingers hurt. The texture of the keys even bothered me. It was a terrible experience. I don't know if I could ever get myself to buy another MIDI keyboard again. Definitely, I would have to do my research. I didn't do my research back then when I bought that keyboard. These days, maybe I would look to see if, I can find a comfortable keyboard, that doesn't hurt your hands and have this weird, hard texture to it. Those glossy keys are just the hard spring, pressing them down, fatiguing your fingers. It was fucking terrible. It was a M Audio keyboard. So anyway, yeah, I again, odds are you have an iPad or something, and you can, if you just kind of want to experience drawing, you can just buy the pen, get it out of your system. This is for people who want to draw on the computer, if you want to do that. Again, think about all the possibilities. You could draw concept art. You could make comics. I don't know. I don't even read comics. You can make all sorts of stuff. Basically, you need to have an idea, or you just need to be creative in general. I don't know. Okay, anyway, that's it for this video. Main point of this video is this is a really nice product. I really can't see how you could do much better besides get a bigger one. But yeah, it's great. Very satisfied with it. So this is kind of a review, but also most people probably do not need this, including me, honestly. A lot of you guys ask, why do I need a drawing tablet? Because it's cool. Okay, but just like getting a MIDI keyboard because it's cool. It's one thing to buy it, it's another thing to actually put it to good use. I'm sure there's plenty of people, when I got these Neumann TL103s, even when I had one, there was some guy who was jealous of the TL103. He was you're not even, you can't even rap, you can't even sing, and he was actually trying to, he was actually making songs and stuff, and obviously he could not afford one of these microphones. So it's kind of I'm sure there's a lot of people who can draw really well, but they can't afford one of these, and they would put it to better use. Anyway, that's it.